Hey everyone, we're here for Show Your Work, Lesson 6. All right, Jesse, take it away.
All right. All right, I'm ready. It's been quite a snowstorm here, but I'm mostly dug out.
Oh, really? So, do you want to tell us anything about the snowstorm?
No, well, as you can see behind me, but no, for reals, it was like a real huge snowstorm, and I really am not dug out yet.
Uh,
But that's not my work. The work I'm here to show is this. All right, and so we're up to chapter 6. So we're on the second column here. We're on the back half.
Whoa.
So we made it up the hill, and it's all downhill from here, as they say.
Hi, Kimber.
Oh, nice. Hey, Kimber. Let's see. This is a short chapter. So,
Do we want to recap last week or no?
yeah. And I'm going to say that usually they have like sub chapters and stuff like that, but there's only one sub chapter. It's very short this week, the content, but not the idea.
Okay.
Okay, so last week was tell good stories. Uh, and did you incorporate any of those lessons? Do you remember them, Andy? Tell us where you're at.
I got a story for you. So this is a needle holder, and I was just like, it came from my fiance's parents for Christmas. They sent me all this random sewing stuff, and it had this old style needle holder in it. And I was like, wow, this thing's really chunky and all this kind of stuff. So today I picked it up, and all of a sudden this fell out. And I realized it's got thread in it. It's a needle holder with thread.
Oh, it's a mending kit.
It's a mending kit. So I don't know. There's one story for you.
Wow. That it that's interesting. So I guess the story though is where it came from. What's its provenance?
I don't know, what does that mean? Like, where I don't know where it came from. But okay, so on a larger global level, what do you think about the bookshelf tours as a storytelling act?
Yeah. So to catch anybody up who didn't see the other stuff that we did this week, for the moon's ingress into Gemini, we three of us did videos that were bookshelf tours of our bookshelves. Uh, I think that they came out as great stories of who we each are and how we would explore, like how we even approached the topic.
Yeah, so thinking of what is our art that we're showing at the Moyer Press, and I wonder if Kimber will agree with this, that the art pieces that we are showing is us as actors in some ways. Like, each of us is a talk show host or a person at the Moyer Press, and so it's like we're on TV playing ourselves, and so it's like an art piece of ourselves because we're on TV, right? So I think these like bookshelf tours and room tours and all that kind of stuff are these storytelling pieces about the piece of art, which is us acting as ourselves. Like they're almost like meta stories about the piece of art itself. So I do think. Do you think a person can be your art form? Like, do you think your thing you're working on can be you?
Oh, I have thought that for decades. Like
Oh,
the artwork that I am creating is me. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
interesting. And I'm seeing that with Kimber, with her show, that like she runs a talk show, and that's part of her brand is a talker, right? But it's like we're just beginning to see the art piece that is Kimber. Like I think embroidery is part of her brand as well. But what are the other pieces? We're just getting to know that piece of art. And so I would hope that anyone who's an actor at the Moyer Press, who even comes just on the shows, to be a guest, think of yourself as a piece of art. I mean, Pee Wee Herman was an art piece. Now, not everyone, he's not, some people don't like him, but I think he was an amazing piece of art. I mean, the controversy aside, I think the Pee Wee brand was just it was just so magical. The brand, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, who are other people like Seinfeld is a brand?
Oh yeah.
Um, what other people? I mean, I guess a lot of artists are a piece of art. Like Enya, like she's her music is her art, but I guess we're a little bit different because it's like our art piece isn't just the art that we create. It's like us acting as ourselves is the art piece as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting when you're talking about celebrity and say like musicians or whatever. I think there is, or actors, there is a concept of people, you know, having two levels there. One is the artwork they're creating, and then the other is the character, the public character persona that they're creating as the artist who makes the artwork.
Absolutely, and I think both of those should be considered as our work.
Hmm. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
because they are. So you're probably going to be more successful, even, or more fulfilled if you think of it that way, because that's also what people like. I think in all of last week's lesson around like tell good stories because people want to know the story behind the artwork, and the story behind the artwork is its creator.
interesting. So, like, if we looked at you in this, like, your light bright, iconized works that you're making is one of your pieces of art. So we could say, show your work, show your light bright, right? Um, and then you playing guitar is like your work, right? Or you playing your harmonium or the album you were writing. All these things are your works. But I think what you and I are just figuring it out as producers is that also the character of you is it's so I hope everyone who's listening is like we're a two-stage, all the artwork you can make and then also you as a piece of art. And I think astrologers are gifted at turning people into pieces of art because we are development producers, we're manifestation producers. So when you are working with a client, we're supposed to be doing mega manifestation, so we're helping them manifest into themselves at this like high level degree. So I think showing your work is showing yourself. A lot of people are really afraid to put themselves on camera. I'm like, well, that would be like being afraid to go to the grocery store. It's like 100 people see you at the grocery store. If 100 people see you on a video, I don't understand. But I think there's this on TV. It's like this perfection stance of like I have to be perfect, and like this is saying nothing is don't try to be perfect. That was one of the earlier lessons, right? And they'll keep refining your piece of art, which is you.
Yeah, totally. Oh,
So
that's interesting. Kimber saying that she missed an opportunity to be sad Kimber.
so I can be more than a sad clown, but also a sad Kimber. Like yesterday, missed opportunity. Oh, I would love to see sad Kimber. Kimber, one of the when I used to make movies before it was all online, I had a camera and an external hard drive, and I remember I started documenting my transits for 2 years, and like I was weeping on camera, like and I was doing all the transits, and that's when I learned to like be on camera, is like show it all, not just the good moments. I mean, if you only show us the good moments, we don't see that breadth of your chart, really. Like we want to see your moon Pluto. I mean, I do. Do you want to see Jenna's moon Pluto?
Kimber, yeah, yeah,
Or Kimber?
absolutely.
Kimber, sorry.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I also think it's like, it's kind of a cheat. It's like easy, and you never run out of ideas when you are just being yourself because you're just responding to it. And there's no like copyright protection against it. Like, wait, hold on. Now I want to get my light bright of myself, right? So this is my character, and nobody's going to sue me for copying them because I'm just being my character and deciding what I want it to be all along. So really it's like when you run out of ideas, like you don't. So for example, as part of show your work, right, we made an agreement of certain things we were going to do in Q1 2026 to make projects on a certain cadence. And we've been keeping up with that. We did our second one yesterday, the bookshelf tour, and then we're going to do our room tour tomorrow. And like, you don't run out of ideas and you just keep showing your work. It makes it easy.
Yeah, we make it look easy. I'll say that. Like that series of videos came out of a book I found at Goodwill called YouTube Creators Idea Book. And so we went through that whole book together and we're like, "Oh, let's do this video, let's do this video." That wasn't we didn't think of those. Now, in quarter 2, I think we can think of our own videos because we are we are also thinking of clown content, right? So it's like this, people think we're weird because we're so many things. They're like, how can you be clowns and also be yourself? And then we're like, it's all an act, baby. I mean, not really, but we're just acting out, basically. But I do think we curated those moments of showing, like, show yourself. Let's all show the bookshelf. And like Shane's gonna do his bookshelf tour tonight, by the way.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it's nice.
so we're like encouraging other people at the studio to do that. It gives us like set tasks to show our work, which is ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, right on. Cool. I want to see Alexander's too. And Kimber, I want to see your bookshelf too.
I wanted to see her crying bookshelf tour, but she denied us.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god, sad. I missed that bookshelf.
But did you notice, Kimber, I gave you a shout out with attached because I know you have that book too. Anyway. Okay. All right. So what today's lesson is, getting to today's lesson is, drum roll while I find the chapter.
She did see, by the way, your shout out.
Oh, nice. Cool. All right. Number 6, teach what you know. This one's a little controversial too for some people, right? Like some people get all secretive. They don't want to share their trade secrets.
Oh gosh.
Right? It's this thing. Like, and so their example is this place called Franklin Barbecue, where is like this amazing barbecue place, and the guy, and I think his wife that run it, decided they'd have a series where they're telling their recipes, they're showing how they learned the thing, they're showing where they learned the thing, they're telling everybody exactly how to do it, how to prep the meat, what temperature to cook it at, how to everything. And in sharing and letting go of things, it's not like they're gonna not have the line around the block that they have already,
Oh, this one is so interesting. There's people in this industry of astrology who share really interesting ideas and then try to covet those ideas as theirs. I made this video once called "No One Owns Medical Astrology" or "No One Owns Hellenistic Astrology." I got in trouble for that video, but it's this thing where with intellectual property, the idea that you can hold on to it, like exploding the chart. Okay, it's like that was my idea, to explode the chart onto wheels. I got that idea from architects who explode diagrams into different levels, right? So I don't even own the idea of an explosion, but I applied it to astrology. Well, we made these Moira Press shirts that are like explode, and it's like Moira Press explode. And the reason I did that was I was like, exploded charts are taking off. Like everyone's starting to use exploded charts. I bet they're going to show up in apps right now. Like they're, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't have control of the explosion that I invented now. So what I decided was to make it on the Moira Press shirt so that everyone knows it came from me. Like, but at the same time, trying to covet a good idea will kill you. It's like, just let it go out into the universe. Just like like if I started making a light bright, like you could be like, imitation's the best form of flattery, you know what I mean? But you could also be a little annoyed, like that was my idea. But you could also be like, oh, that's so cute, I mean, what if we all started making light brights? How would you feel about that?
I would think that it was awesome. And so here's the thing, because like I love my light brights and I think they're really fun and I like making them, right?
Yeah.
If you have more Facebook followers than me, you have more reach than me, you've translated however many books, that's how many more books than me you've ever translated. Like, like I don't know ancient Greek. Like you could explode with light brights because you have such a following and you would get really popular. And then people would be like, oh my God, Andy's light brights. well, that wouldn't detract from that. Like, I originally did the Light-Bright and you got the idea from me, maybe, I don't know, but maybe did I get the idea from you were making beaded portraits of people, and then I decided to make Light-Bright portraits, and then like whoever, it doesn't matter. And if like I would never get mad at somebody else for exploding with my OG idea, because first of all, it didn't start with me, and then secondly, whoever did their research would be like, oh, this is where they got it from, that's the backstory.
Well, okay, so artists, my baby daddy was in art school, and I've been around artists forever, and it's like they actually have this thing about this where all these artists will be discussing stuff over like coffee, and then one of them takes the idea and does it, and then all the other artists get mad, like that was my idea, and the thing is, what the artists have decided that I knew was that whoever makes the idea gets credit because you did the work to make the idea happen, right? So it's like, I think this is interesting of like I don't know, like I would hope that if I made a Light-Bright though, that I would credit you. I'd be like, Jay-Z's idea to make Light-Brights just stimulated me on this, or you know what I mean? Like I don't know, I just think crediting the person where you got it from is a thing. Like that should be honored. But I okay, so I have to admit something to you.
What's that?
Okay, this is a real transparency authenticity moment, which is during the art tutorial, I did not show you guys how to make beaded portraits of people. I could have showed you how to make the portraits, but I was like, I don't know. I figured this out on my own, and like I don't necessarily want to show this.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so I think about this. Let's think about blues music for a second. There's a formula for blues, right? I mean, you've learned the formula, or you and Billy are studying, or Billy, like I know you guys are doing that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody who plays blues music does it differently, and they express themselves through that formula, and it's not going to be the same. And I think honestly, like you could show me how you do beaded portraits, and my beaded portraits would come out so crazy different from yours that it would be obvious, like they're creations of different artists. So personally, I don't think you do have to gatekeep that. And at the same time, I also see that like it would have been a different video, and the video that you did make wouldn't have gotten made. It's the opportunity cost, right? If you made this other one that you weren't so into making. So I also, on the other hand, say like, yeah, if you don't feel like doing something or showing something, then don't do something that really you do feel passionate about.
Okay, so I have a story about this. So I interpreted an art at art school for a year, and so was privy to a lot of art classes. And in one class, they did the assignment to have students copy an artwork of another person. And what you learn in that is that no two people have the same like hand stroke or brush stroke or whatever. So like I can't copy a Monet because I can't get the brush stroke of a Monet. Like I just can't do it. So I'll paint the picture of Monet, but it's going to look totally different because of my handwriting basically. So it would be cool to teach you guys how to do beaded portraits and then watch all of you on your brush stroke on a portrait and see what it ends up looking like actually. Now that you're saying that.
Yeah, yeah. And you could be amused by our weak attempts.
Well, there's so much to it. Like it's like gathering the beads, going out and finding them. Like like it's like I think even if I showed you, I don't know if you would be able to even do. I mean, you could. I mean, you could try. We should do a thing next quarter where we trade. Like I do a Light-Bright and you do a beaded portrait.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah.
good one. And that's another thing that they did say in this book, though, about like going back to the barbecue example. They can tell everybody the recipe, but it's not in the recipe. It's the recipe that they work on 25 hours a week, like practicing smoking things 25 hours a week. So even if you were to tell me exactly how to bead things, I'm like 5,000 hours behind you.
Yes, yes, that's so
Which
true.
is another thing, because okay, here's another example. Remember when we went over and I was showing you the headstand bench, the yoga headstand? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is how you do it. And you're like, oh cool, let me do one. And you're like, oh wait, that actually, you just made that look easy.
It's true. It's true.
Right? Because I've been doing a headstand on that thing every single day. So of course it's not going to come out the same.
Yeah. Oh my God. This book is changing my life. Like it really is. I mean, a lot of it we already are naturally doing, but like this one is so liberating because like I have had that feeling of like when you share a lot of work, like the world starts coveting it and taking it from you and like circulating it and like do you lose something in that process?
Yeah, now what I'm learning is the answer to that rhetorical question. I don't know.
Did
Is
I confuse your
no.
autism?
I am like really good at answering rhetorical questions. It's my special skill.
Show us how it's done and we'll do it too.
Yeah. Ooh, but you won't be as good at it as I
That's because you've been getting confused by questions for a lot longer than me.
am. It's true. Anyway, so yeah, so this is what you need to do. Is here's the other point about it is when you teach something, you learn. And but if you taught us how to bead a certain a portrait, and then we with our attempts, our amateur attempts, did something wrong or in a different way, you would learn from us too. And then that would make your stuff better in this virtuous cycle. What do you think about that?
No, it's so true. Okay, so actually, I had a conversation. I guess it was with Ricky like many episodes ago, where we're talking about how astrologers fill up, like they learn all this stuff, and then they fill up, and they have to start teaching astrology, or else they like fill full to the point where. And I think it's the same with art, where it's like you fill up with it, like last night I went to the Portland Bead Society and I'm learning from the bead ladies. I went on Zoom. Now I'm going on Zoom because I'm a little too rogue for the bead ladies. I was trying to calibrate my personality and I like couldn't do it. Like I was just like a little too wacky, you know. But so I'm going to on Zoom to the Portland Bead Society and I'm learning from them. But they get to the point where they've been beading so long that they have to share their beading and they have to show people. And so I think it's not only do we learn from teaching, but we fill up like we fill up with joy over a thing and want to share that thing. Oh my God, Susan's here. Susan has. I'll show Susan's work. Susan made me a necklace. She actually got me started talking about sharing your work. Susan, hi Susan. Susan made this necklace for me, and she used this clasp. It's this weird clasp. I used one of these yesterday, just because I learned from Susan, like sharing her work with me. But Susan likes this background better than the black. So, all right, Susan, I'll keep it for 2026. This will be my 2026 background. I'll put on my Susan necklace.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, you've now you're wearing the black and you've got the color behind you.
I got the Susan necklace on with my other necklace. Okay.
Oh, very good. That's nice. Look, I have this necklace, this beaded necklace that you made for me.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Do you like it?
I do. I wear it all the time.
Nice. That's so
Yeah.
cool. So what do you think about like teaching us show your work? Is it helping you learn the concepts?
Oh yeah, see that's another great example. Like if I'd have just read this book by myself, it wouldn't have impacted the world, I think, as much as sharing it. And not saying that like I could have thought, oh, well, I want to know how to become a more popular artist and then I'll be a more popular artist. No, I want my whole world around me to be more popular artists, you know?
Well, have you heard that phrase? When one boat rises, they all rise.
Mm, yeah.
Like I feel like you and I are rising up. That one of the things we do around the studio is production work. Like, I don't know if you, dude, watching our bookshelf tours, I'm like, producers are brainiacs. Like, that's what you don't get is like, we're artists who are also big brains, right? And it's like all of us have these extensive bookshelves, and it's like, but but it's, and readers are leaders, right? But it's like when one of us rises, we're all rising. And so what you and I keep doing is studying and rising like this, and everyone's rising with us. And like that's one of like the just things, like I feel like your character, your art form is always nose in a book, always getting better, always smarter, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, Susan likes your background.
I know. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What else have we got? Teaching doesn't subtract from your value. I have the wrong glasses on, so I can't really read
Well, I
it.
have to say something about teaching. Okay, so as astrologers, like one of the things about, people wonder, how do you market your astrology business? How do you market your books and all this stuff?
Mhm,
Hands down teaching. Like, okay, if you teach
mhm.
people astrology, they're like, I want a reading from the teacher. Like, it's just, because you're selling your product, which is you, and so when they hear you being intelligent, then they're like, I want a reading from this intelligent person. Or like, same with yeah, like anything you do, if you want a beaded portrait, you want it from the person teaching beaded portraits.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Susan, I'll make you a beaded portrait of yourself. All right, go ahead.
All right, so I mean, I guess we only have a few minutes left, and we've come to the end of what their words were. So, how do we think that we're going to incorporate that this week? We got teach what you know, share your trade secrets. Are we gonna teach and learn? What do we want to focus on this week?
I think there's two lessons here. One is share your secrets, which is don't covet don't covet your work. If you make it, share it. And the second one is be a teacher, and you will, I don't know. If you teach beading, that's how you'll get beads or if you teach us doing the light bright, then people will be like, "Can you make me a light bright? I'll pay you to make me a light bright." Like, not that
Mhm,
they're even trying to sell, but I think teaching is the ultimate act of sharing your work.
mhm. Yeah, that's very true. And I guess so. How do people know what they should teach? Right? I'm kind of guessing it's like what you said before. It's like, what do you feel so full of that you feel compelled to share?
Okay, that's a really good point. And the second point is schedule times to teach. Like, okay, so for example, we have all these scheduled videos for the quarter. Those
Hmm.
are scheduled share your work moments.
Hmm.
So it's like schedule sharing, schedule teaching into your life. Like, if Kimber starts teaching us embroidery, we will definitely be like, oh, Kimber is the embroidery guru around here. Like, so it's like, maybe Kimber could schedule in her schedule teach embroidery video on next, like you can add videos to your own schedule.
Hmm.
Like maybe we could all add one video to our schedule about teaching something.
Interesting. It is kind of interesting that it was what our first video was,
Oh, the art tutorial.
a tutorial. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, lessons for this week: don't covet your work, and teach us something this week.
Excellent.
All right,
All
thank you,
right.
Jen.
Well, thanks.
Hey, speaking of teaching, today at 5-8, Billy is teaching production. So I don't know if you can come in the chat to that one, but it's the grill him on any production questions. So
Oh, all right. That's today in 1 hour and 15 minutes. All right. Cool,
yeah,
cool.
all
All
right.
right.
Jenna's going to be grilling him with questions, but I'd love if you were there too, and you
All
too.
right. Right
All right, love you. I love you.
on. Bye, Kimber. Bye, Susan.
Can't wait to marry you. All right, bye.